Today, we got the most controversial marketing stunt of all time by Patrick CC. As you can see, we already got the which Jenner is that? Kylie, Kendall, whichever one. This right here was crazy. But anyway, if you guys want to see the reactions live and in real time, twitch.tv/brando or whatever, like, subscribe, and let's get into it.
When a celebrity and a brand come together to make a bold statement, it's bound to end in disaster. And one thing you can almost always count on is the brand folding to the pressure the second Twitter gets angry. Well, besides American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney, they seem to be doubling down on their message despite...
Is it just me? Out of the two clips I've seen, maybe he'll show me a different clip. Out of the two clips I've seen, I think it's reaching. I'm sorry. I think y'all are reaching with the racism or with whatever y'all trying to say. Like, I truly just think it's a play on words. Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Genes also make up. You get what I'm saying? Like, American Eagle makes jeans. Like, I just thought it was a play on words. I never looked at it and was like, well, she has blonde hair and blue eyes, so they're trying to tell me that I'm not beautiful because I'm black. If they could have got Zoe Kravitz to do this deal, I bet you they would have. I truly don't think that this is supposed to be racist at all. I'm sorry. I think we reach with this
backlash from customers. In this video, we're breaking down disastrous celebrity marketing collaborations that caused outrage, starting with Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney, which may have destroyed Bud Light's sales forever. Transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney posted a sponsored Instagram video for Bud Light's Easy Carry contest, a $15,000 giveaway tied to March Madness sponsored by the beer brand. In it, Mulvaney poked fun at her lack of sports knowledge, but celebrated March Madness with a cold one.
I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate.
Bud Light sent her a can with her face on it. It was a present that was gifted in celebration of her 365th day of girlhood, which was a series she launched as a video diary of her transition, each day detailing the ups, downs, and realities of transitioning to a female. Almost immediately, the sponsorship was met with backlash as consumers disagreed with Bud Light's decision to partner with someone in the LGBTQ community. There also was an assumption that Bud Light was planning on mass-producing cans with Dylan on them, which was not true. It was just a one-off gift.
Yeah,
conservative celebrities and political figures expressed their outrage as they witnessed their favorite beer brand.
Personally, how I feel about it, I don't fucking care. But this is definitely a know your demographic. You get what I'm saying? People that drink Bud Light, people I've seen, are straight white men. Okay? Straight white men. Straight white men traditionally don't really fuck with the LGBT community. I'm not saying that Dylan shouldn't have got this opportunity, but I don't think this was exactly the opportunity for her. Okay? I don't think this was exactly the best fit. You get what I'm saying? Personally, if I drank Bud Light, this wouldn't have made any difference to me. Personally, I didn't even know this ad existed. I think I'd be more mad about the fact that she didn't know what March Madness is because I'm a big basketball dude. That's about it. But I definitely think this is a demographic issue. I think this is less on, I think y'all just marketed this to the wrong people.
Go woke before their eyes. Kid Rock posted a video of himself wearing a MAGA hat and shooting at several cases of Bud Light with a submachine gun, and concluding the message with F Bud Light and F Anheuser-Busch.
Like, these are the niggas that like it. And I know Kid Rock, I know it's gonna be some white motherfucker. If you guys don't know, I'm from Detroit. I know it's gonna be some white motherfucker talking about, oh my god, I love Kid Rock. I don't give a damn. Okay, I don't give a fuck if you like Kid Rock or not, bro. He ain't, he Detroit, but he ain't Detroit enough to me, bro. We on two different sides of the spectrum. But again, like I said, this motherfucker was promoting Bud Light, they would have, oh fuck yeah, brother, they would have loved this, bro. Dylan Mulvaney wasn't the one, bro. Sorry. But even him like shooting cases of Bud Light, This shit don't irritate y'all that bad, bro. This shit don't irritate y'all that bad, bro. You not that mad, gang.
Critics, the outrage stemmed from the belief that Bud Light, a brand that was forever associated with traditional, blue-collar American culture, was pandering to politics that they did not agree with. And honestly, the critics may have been right, because just a few days after the backlash, the company didn't exactly double down on their choice to work with Mulvaney. Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth released a statement on the company's website writing about the importance of accountability and taking responsibility for ensuring every consumer feels proud. We never intended to be a part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. My time serving this country taught me the importance of accountability and the values upon which America was founded: freedom, hard work, and respect for one another. This response is textbook corporate damage control.
Yeah,
Notice how it never once mentions Dylan Mulvaney by name, never addresses transgender rights, and never clarifies whether the brand stands behind its original decision. Instead, it leans on patriotism, heritage, and broad values like freedom and hard work, themes that are impossible to disagree with. It's written perfectly.
Which, mind you, is something that Dylan Mulvaney in her ad didn't, at least from what we just saw, she didn't say anything against freedom and all that. Y'all just took it that way. I don't know, bro. This shit's just so corny to me, bro. This shit's so corny to me. Like, you just feel like, I don't know. This shit's so corny to me. I guess I just don't give a fuck. I guess I don't give a fuck. Like, cause I'm not a person that thinks, like I said, if I was in a room and there was like a bunch of people to pick from and there was like some burly fucking blue collar ass motherfucker and then it was Dylan Mulvaney in there and I was choosing one to put in a Bud Light commercial, I wouldn't have picked Dylan. I wouldn't have picked Dylan, and that's nothing against Dylan. There's nothing against her, dude. It's just like, I think our demographic is gonna trend more to this dude than it's gonna trend to you. You get what I'm saying? But like, bro, what do you think? You think someone's gonna watch the Dylan Mulvaney and they're gonna be like, "You're drinking that damn tranny beer"? Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who cares? You're drinking that girly ass shit. Bud Light. I hate Bud Light. Nigga, it's motherfuckers on this planet that don't like any light beers, bro. Like, I think it's more gay that you think. I think it's more gay that you care what another man thinks. You just gonna let another man tell you what you can and cannot like? Sounds gay to me. Just saying. Just saying.
Vague. By neither apologizing nor doubling down, Anheuser-Busch essentially tried to sidestep the controversy while hoping both sides would just read and interpret whatever they wanted from the statement. But the backlash didn't go away. It got worse. Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Marsha Blackburn demanded a formal investigation into Bud Light's parent company, AB InBev. They accused the company of using Mulvaney to manipulate children. Lawmakers
to manipulate children. You motherfuckers will do everything except to make sure a kid don't get shot at a school. They're putting transgenders on the bottles. Who cares? And manipulate children. It's a beer ad. Children can't even drink beer. Y'all are doing everything, bro. Bro. Y'all are acting like some bitches.
Accused of creating a faux prepubescent girl persona to intentionally appeal to young viewers. The key to this allegation is Mulvaney's video diary series, Days of Girlhood, seizing on the word girl to argue that Mulvaney is trying to appear underage herself. Otherwise, she would use the...
Mind you. We worried about this, but we're not worried about the people that are actually touching underage people. We're not worried about that. Y'all niggas are so lost, bro. The plot is so lost.
Ultimately, the investigation was dismissed. And even though Dylan caught a bunch of unnecessary hate because she was just simply hired to do a brand deal, she responded to all of this pretty positively.
I grew up in a conservative family, and I'm extremely privileged because they still love me very much. And I grew up in the church. And I still have my faith, which I am really trying to hold on to right now. But I've always tried to love everyone, even the people that make it really, really hard.
God is the way.
I think it's okay to be frustrated with someone or confused, but what I'm struggling to understand is the need to dehumanize and to be cruel. I was nervous that you were going to start believing those things that they were saying about me, since it is so loud. But I'm just gonna go ahead and trust that the people who know me and my heart won't listen to that noise.
But Bud Light's damage control was not working, so they made the terrible decision of making the CEO of Anheuser-Busch go on morning television, but he refused to answer any questions clearly.
Given the moment we're in, this moment in America with trans issues at the top of a Republican social or conservative political agenda, knowing what you know now, if you could go back, would you send this can to this one person again?
There's a big social conversation taking place right now, and big brands are right in the middle of it. And it's not just our industry or Bud Light. It's happening in retail, it's happening in fast food. And so for us, what we need to understand is, deeply understand and appreciate, is the consumer and what they want, what they care about, and what they expect from big brands.
Here we can see even more.
If they would have asked me that question. So, knowing what you know now, would you have sent the personalized can over to the person that did the promo for you? Yes. Because why does it matter? I would have sent it to the person if they were gay. I would have sent it to the person if they were straight. I would have sent it to, like, if it was Kid Rock that did the promo, he would have got a personalized can. If it was fucking Donald Trump that did the promo, he would have got a personalized can. Barack Obama would have got a personalized can. Coco Jones would have got a personalized can. You guys are only dragging it because it is just a transgender person. Why do you care? Let the transgender people do whatever the fuck they want to do. That ain't got shit to do with you, bro. Some of y'all are just overly caring about some shit that doesn't concern you. Like, bro, like, holy glaze, bro. Y'all are so worried about your child or something else turning out gay, bro. I'm starting to think y'all are gay, bro. Who fucking cares, bro? Who fucking cares? It's not your kid, it's not your wife, it's not your grandson, it's not nobody you know. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just mad to be mad, bro.
More classic corporate soulless media training. Look sympathetic, sound unifying, without actually committing to anything. By refusing to either stand behind Dylan Mulvaney or back away from the campaign, Bud Light managed to piss off both sides. Conservatives felt the brand had gone woke and was dodging accountability, while supporters of Mulvaney and the LGBTQ community saw the silence as cowardice, not doubling down on their decision to work with her in the first place. What started as a single social media post spiraled into a full-blown identity crisis.
And even then, bro, you could have, like, if you really just wanted to, like, gloss past it, I know I'm pausing a lot in the first 5 minutes, but I just got a lot to say. If y'all really just wanted to gloss past it, you could have just said, we thought it would be funny. My fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people would have been okay with
for
that.
America's best-selling beer. And because of this, Bud Light lost its title as the best-selling beer in the US, overtaken by rival Modelo. Its sales plummeted by 10% in spring of 2023 and up to 29% decline year over year by early 2024. Executives involved in the campaign took leaves of absence or stepped down from their positions. They tried to desperately bounce back by collaborating with comedian Shane Gillis and pop star Post Malone, two celebrities that don't exactly identify as right-wing, but clearly Bud Light thinks they appeal to the target demographic that they felt they had lost. In other words, Bud Light was trying to course correct by platforming figures that were perceived as safe to conservatives. They were signaling, hey, we're still your favorite beer, but it hasn't worked. As of 2025, Bud Light sales are still down 30% year over year. This shows how badly things can go when brands step into political territory, but it doesn't even...
Yeah, who gives a fuck? In the next 10 years, bro, no one will remember this. If your product's good enough, bro, who gives a damn?
Compare to how disastrous the Kendall Jenner Pepsi ad was. In April of 2017, Pepsi attempted to prove that its product was the answer to centuries of racial injustice through a commercial starring Kendall Jenner. The ad showed Kendall participating in a fashion shoot before noticing a nearby protest. Although Jenner is the main protagonist, the ad also includes an Asian cellist and a Muslim photographer who also noticed the march. The protest itself is filled with people from various ethnic and religious backgrounds who've come together together to demand justice and systemic change. However, instead of protesters displaying sadness and anger over something as unsettling as police brutality, PepsiCo's in-house content creation team, Creators League Studio, instructed its protesters to smile and appear to be happy. It almost looks like they are at a backyard barbecue. This was likely done to combat the assumption that protests are violent and an inconvenience to the public. Kendall ditches her photo shoot to join in on the protest. She walks past a bowl of Pepsi submerged in ice, grabbing one before walking towards several white police officers standing in a line formation. Jenner nonchalantly approaches an officer and hands him a can of Pepsi almost as a peace offering. The crowd goes wild, and even the officer takes a sip and celebrates with a smile. It's hard to interpret this commercial as anything other than Pepsi suggesting that centuries of systemic injustice and violent clashes between police and protesters could all be solved with a cold soda. And as you can imagine, outrage erupted online. Brandwatch reported a staggering...
If you wanted it to be like an equality thing, I can rewrite this whole thing for you. I have literally the same commercial, but like have it just like, you know, throw the Pepsi coating in there all the time, or like, you know, or you could have done some corny shit, like have them all follow a bottle of Pepsi to like this like one big like block party or something, and it'll be like even though we're divided, Pepsi brings us together. It would have been corny, no cap, but you know, like I feel like putting the police in it, that's what got it. That's what got it. Can't lie. That's when things changed. That's when things became weird. Can't lie. This commercial would have been perfectly fine if they didn't do that.
21,000% increase in Pepsi's social media mentions, with most of those being negative. A Twitter user named Antonio Gobeo posted a picture of a black person yelling in apparent anguish as their hair is aggressively pulled by a police officer. The caption reads, "Kendall, please, give him a Pepsi." While there is a tone of humor in this, it also highlights how the ad minimized real struggles, turning violent clashes between police and protesters into a fun party where systemic injustice could be solved with a soda. The most powerful response came from Bernice King, daughter of the legendary civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. Bernice posted a picture of her father peacefully protesting while being assaulted by police officers with the sarcastic caption, "If only Daddy would have known about the power of #Pepsi." Others shifted criticism from Pepsi to Kendall Jenner, pointing out how a wealthy white woman born and raised in a mansion in Beverly Hills couldn't be more detached from the realities of racial injustice. Pepsi unintentionally positioning Kendall as the white savior, as well as her not having a history of being a social activist, couldn't have been worse for her image. And while Pepsi never outright claimed, "We ended racism," the police officer accepting Kendall's Pepsi before gesturing to his partner, "It's not too bad," heavily implied that their product could be the solution to such a complex issue. The ad would be pulled by the company one day after its release, along with an apology. Pepsi was trying to project a global message of unity, peace, and understanding. Clearly we missed the mark, and we apologize. We did not intend to make light of any serious issue. We are removing the content and halting any further rollout. We also apologize for putting Kendall Jenner in this position.
Hey, big boy apology. I can't lie.
Additionally, it was discovered that 6 people in key positions for the ad's creative team were all white. To critics, this ad was the product of a team that lacked the very perspectives the ad was trying to portray. When no one in
if they would have had one Hispanic, you know, they be saying like you shouldn't do diversity hires. I'm telling you, one black person, one black person, one Hispanic person, one Asian person, one so on and so forth. Hey, that should have saved your life. I can't lie. That's why I'm not just friends with black people. Most of my friends are black. But hey, I got one white friend in case we need some white insight. You get what I'm saying? Like, I got one Hispanic friend in case we need some Hispanic insight. You feel me? You need one, okay? You need one. It'll save you so much trouble. If it was one black person in that meeting, they would have been like, ooh, I don't think we should do that. Like, I'm telling you, they could have been saved. They could have been saved, bro.
the decision-making process has real-life experience with the issues being represented, it becomes much easier to reduce serious struggles to shallow symbolism. In an interesting move, Pepsi continued to clarify and defend Jenner. TMZ reported that Kendall had no involvement in the creative process and that she took on the project with no knowledge of the marketing vision. She admittedly knew about the storyline when she got the script, but by then things were already a done deal. This just caused even more backlash because many wondered why it was necessary to apologize to Kendall Jenner. It wasn't just the ad that was tone deaf, but the company's first instinct was to protect the celebrity at the center rather than acknowledge the people whose pain.
Oh my God. Some of you niggas will never be happy, bro. They're apologizing to her because they put her in a weird position, bro. And if they didn't apologize to her, bro, then she probably would have came out and been like, well, they didn't apologize to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was a big boy apology by Pepsi, bro. Y'all are
They had
it.
turned into a marketing gimmick. Plus, she got paid. In a later episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kendall burst into tears expressing remorse.
The fact that I would offend other people or hurt other people was definitely not the intent.
Like many of these marketing mistakes, the brand apologizes, the celebrity says it was never their intention to hurt anyone. Honestly, nothing really happens and then everyone moves on, until the next PR disaster proves that nothing was learned. It's actually become so cyclical that in this most recent campaign with Matt Rife and e.l.f. Cosmetics, it almost feels like the brand was a few steps ahead of the public, because the way they responded to the backlash was something we don't see very often. In August of 2025, e.l.f. Cosmetics released their newest campaign, titled The Law Offices of Elfino and Schmarns, which featured TikTok comedian Matt Rife alongside drag artist Heidi N Closet. The advertisement parodied law firm commercials satirically addressing the issue of overpriced beauty products. According to Corey Marchesotto, e.l.f. Beauty's global chief marketing officer, the brand partnered with Rife because the comedian appealed to e.l.f. Cosmetics' target female Gen Z audience. His TikTok account is 80% female and 75% under the age of 34, so
That's
right in the
insane.
sweet spot. This is one of those rare moments where the brand is actually honest about why they chose a celebrity. It's not all this hoopla about how he's so funny and that he aligns with their moral vision for the world. It's simply because his audience data lined up exactly with the demographic that they wanted to sell product to. Some people might consider this shallow, but in a world of brands pretending to take moral stances that they don't actually believe in, at least this feels transparent.
Yeah, that was
However,
real.
consumers quickly reminded e.l.f. Cosmetics why it's important to conduct a proper background check before endorsing any celebrity. After the partnership went public, Rife's controversial material, specifically joking about domestic violence in his 2023 Netflix special, Natural Selection, became the topic of discussion for women across social media. Part of Matt Rife's appeal comes from the fact that he doesn't fit the traditional mold of a male stand-up comic. Comedy has long been dominated by average-looking men who thrive on exaggerated stories and self-deprecation. Rife, on the other hand, looked more like the traditional depiction of a handsome man, and his material was mostly talking about the dynamics of and relationships. He would often deliver his jokes using this flamboyant, sassy tone that feels more like discussing juicy gossip with your girl best friend.
Babe, come on. Are you serious? Him? You're worried about him?
Matt embraced his heartthrob comic persona and understood that he could gain a niche, diehard fan base if he appealed specifically to women. However, Matt forgot that because of his gender, he had little room for error. During his 2023 Netflix special Natural Selection, Rife got a little too comfortable and made an insensitive joke that reminded his audience he's still just a man. At the very beginning of the special, Rife told a joke about him and his friend that were greeted by a waitress with a black eye. His friend says, "Yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face." Rife replied, "Yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye."
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, my brain, I didn't even know the ending of the joke. My brain went to, like, low-key to the same place. He said they should put her in the kitchen or something so nobody has to see her face. And I was going to be like, bro, telling a woman to be in the kitchen is kind of crazy. Don't we think? Like, come on, bro. But hey, he better than me. He said, "Hey, bro, she could cook." She probably would. Hey, nah, that's funny, bro. That's funny, bro.
I figure we start the show with domestic violence. The rest of the show should be pretty smooth sailing after that. His joke ruffled feathers because he made light of a serious issue that plagues.
I feel like he shouldn't have said that last part though. I get where he's going, but like just to hit it straight on the head like that, nah, that was funny though, bro. Y'all need to get over yourselves,
According to
bro.
the CDC's national intimate partner and violence survey, approximately 41% of women in the US have experienced contact violence, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner at some point in their lifetime. Elf Cosmetics says on their Elf Cares site that ELF stands for Empowering Legendary Females while also simultaneously hiring someone who makes light of DV. Beauty influencer Nikki Tutorials also spoke out. You lost me. Matt Rife, out of all people, so disappointed. However, ELF interestingly claimed that they never anticipated any backlash. There's a big gap between our intention and how this missed the mark for some people. We always aim to deliver positivity, and this one didn't. So we find ourselves in a position where, quite honestly, that doesn't feel good for us. ELF later made a statement addressing the situation. You know us. We're always listening, and we've heard you. The campaign aimed to humorously spotlight beauty and justice. We understand we missed the mark with people we care about in our ELF community. While Elfino and Schmarns closes today, we'll continue to make the case against overpriced beauty. I think it's into commercial, as if slipping in a wink would soften the blow. It feels a little condescending because it reduces genuine criticism to a branded tagline. It's like if McDonald's made an apology that read, "We know we let some of you down, and that's on us. Next time, we'll make sure you're loving it." Or Nike saying, "Owning our mistakes isn't easy, but we have to just do it." It's almost like ELF knows the outrage will fade, the sales won't dip, and in the end, none of it really matters. But not every brand...
I don't feel like y'all dragging the joke though, bro. I feel like that shit was funny. I'm sorry. Cancel me. Cancel me. I think that shit was funny, bro. If she knew how to cook, she wouldn't have had the black eye. That's hilarious. Nah, bro, that's funny, bro. That's funny, bro.
Takes that shrug it off approach. Some go the opposite
Y'all are
route,
just
doubling down
sensitive
on their celebrity endorsement no matter how loud the backlash gets. And no example makes that clearer than American Eagle's unwavering support for Sydney Sweeney. In July of 2025, American Eagle debuted a fall denim campaign starring pop star Sydney Sweeney. The slogan that accompanied the campaign read, "Sydney Sweeney has great genes." It's a double entendre, complimenting Sydney's genetics, but also her blue jeans. We know this is true because on American Eagle's Instagram, Sweeney stands in front of a poster of herself titled, "Sydney Sweeney has great genes," before the word genes as in genetics is crossed out and replaced with jeans as in pants. The neutral reaction to this message was that the brand was just highlighting that she was a conventionally attractive woman,
Yeah, it's a
therefore
double
she
entendre.
has good genes. However, a
Yeah.
more extreme interpretation erupted after another video was released regarding the campaign.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Some critics interpreted this ad as American Eagle promoting eugenics, white supremacy, and Nazi propaganda.
So if hypothetically, right? Because all of this is just like a double entendre, and maybe it's one of those things, and y'all can hit me with the, "Ooh, well, you know, they always do stuff like this, so then we can't call them out." And no, bro, I truly don't think, like, the only reason why she brings up her eye color is to bring up the double entendre. My genes are blue. Blue jeans are the most famous jeans. Like, if you get jeans, you're getting a pair of blue jeans for the most part. You get what I'm saying? People call them blue jeans. That's easy to know. She has blue eyes. It was the easiest correlation, and we're already going genes as in genetics to jeans as in jeans denim. Like, y'all are dragging it. If she didn't say anything, like, if she didn't say anything about her blonde hair, would that have made y'all feel better? Would that have made y'all like who? What's Shawty's name? Is it Alexandra Daddario? Alexandra Daddario is a brunette with blue eyes. Would it have made y'all feel better if Alexandra Daddario did? Also, fine woman, but like, would it have made y'all feel better if someone equally as attractive as Alexandra Daddario did it and said, "I have brown hair, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue." Like, y'all are, this is a drag, bro. This is a drag. I don't know. This is a drag to me, bro. I feel like we're getting upset about this.
And even eye color.
Replaced with
And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're only saying this because you think she's hot." She not. I'm not even gonna say like Sydney Sweeney, not even really my cup of tea for real.
Regarding the campaign.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Some critics interpreted this ad as American Eagle promoting eugenics, white supremacy, and Nazi propaganda.
Sydney Sweeney campaign is exactly the reason why we need D, E, and I in every corporation.
This is exactly what I think would be mad about this. I think this nigga's just mad. He just needed something to be mad about today.
Because what happens when you have a bunch of white folk who all look and think the same?
Those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird, like fascist.
I'm waiting
weird,
for a black person to show up.
Propaganda weird.
I'm starting to think we're one Sydney Sweeney campaign away from them taking our right to vote too.
Critics felt that the campaign had
one Sydney Sweeney campaign.
I still don't trust her. She ain't dark enough.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm being real, bro.
The campaign having Sweeney suggests that she has superior genetics while highlighting her blue eyes, blonde hair, and fair skin. That American Eagle was depicting the same Aryan ideal imagery used in Nazi propaganda and other racial purity narratives.
I think this is like a company actively trying to lean into like white nationalists and eugenicist arguments to fucking advocate for people to purchase their product.
Doja Cat even chimed in and mocked the ad with a sort of
I don't. And then Doja Cat, bro. I'm sorry. Doja Cat has lost me over the years, bro. She just be saying any fucking thing, bro.
American redneck accent.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often.
Which, mind you, this bitch was in like I could probably find the clip if I looked hard enough. This bitch was in chat rooms saying hard R's and jerking off for white supremacists, bro. She was making white supremacists horny, bro. Don't try to be on our side now because it's popular, bro. You were literally the problem. Come on now.
Traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Even Vice President J.D. Vance joined in to share his opinion.
Yeah. The lesson they have apparently taken is we're going to attack people as Nazis for thinking Sydney Sweeney is beautiful.
And maybe I'm just desensitized.
It's not what they said, JD. But mad, I'm fucking agreeing with your ass. I can't lie. I'm mad as fuck
to all of this. But I feel like these days, whenever there's backlash of this matter, it just feels like Ragebait that neither side even truly cares about. It's just a week-long distraction dressed up as a moral debate. News outlets are salivating over.
Right. Like, bro, come on. We're worried about this. There's kids getting gunned down in schools. The government is actively deporting people that were actually born here. There's so many other things we could be worried about, and we're worried about a fucking dumb double entendre? That's what we're worried about? Some fucking stupid ass play on words? That's what we're... Come on, bro. We are cooked, people.
It, not because it matters, but because it's easy, pointless talking points that guarantee clicks and outrage without requiring any real reporting. It's almost like both sides of the political spectrum just get amped up whenever there's a reason to argue about their political ideologies. And while everyone was expecting some corporate sanitized apology, American Eagle posted a statement where they said the ad campaign is and always was about the jeans, as in pants. Her jeans, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE jeans with confidence, their way. Great jeans look good on anyone. Weirdly enough, American Eagle actually anticipated receiving backlash. In the run-up to the ad, AE's chief marketing officer, Craig Bromers, told trade media outlets that it included clever, even provocative language, and was definitely going to push buttons. Essentially, they knew they were rage baiting. However, polling data collected by The Economist and YouGov found that only 12% of Americans found the ad offensive. The poll also...
that makes so much more sense. Thank you. I was like, I can't be in the fucking minority of people that like thought this was just a normal ad.
revealed that 39% of respondents said the ad was clever. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
40% said it was neither offensive nor clever, which is data that just backed up what I said.
I wouldn't say it was clever, but like I completely understand where they were going.
Or that nobody really cares about this, but if you were to check Twitter, you have millions and millions of
people on
people
Twitter
talking
don't go
about it,
outside.
so they care enough to talk about it on social media,
People on
but
Twitter don't go
that's pretty
outside,
much
bro.
it. And while this ad generated significant buzz for the retailer, it ultimately failed to boost real-world sales. Initially, the campaign prompted a 60% jump in American Eagle website visits, signaling strong online engagement. However, the brand failed to see any meaningful increase in market share or sales. Retail analytics firm PassBuy revealed a 3.9% drop in store visits in the first week after the campaign launch, following a further 9% decline the following week. However, American Eagle wasn't the first company to use this great jeans double entendre, but the first time it was used will genuinely make you feel disgusted. In 1980, Calvin Klein threw a Hail Mary when the brand featured Brooke Shields in a television ad where she says the famous tagline, "You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing." The campaign also included a commercial in which Shields used wordplay involving jeans and jeans. Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual and passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations. The campaign was met with immediate backlash from the public. They were upset because they interpreted the tagline, "Nothing came between her and her Calvins," as a sexual innuendo. This was a problem because Brooke was only 15 years old. By 1980, Calvin Klein was already gaining a reputation for being bold, youthful, and slightly provocative, but the brand was still far from competing with the top competitors in fashion. The brand's entry into the denim market helped CK appeal to a broader audience. Designer jeans were starting to emerge as a fashion trend, and Calvin Klein introduced jeans that were marketed as stylish and more luxurious than traditional denim. The brand aimed to target a younger audience who wanted to be seen as cool and edgy rather than conservative and traditional. Calvin Klein seemingly chose Shields because she was young and probably had a younger fan base. Brooke started modeling as a baby. She famously appeared in a soap ad before her first birthday. By the 70s, she was one of the most successful child models in the US, regularly featured in fashion campaigns and magazines. However, people took a strange liking to Brooke after she starred in the 1978 film Pretty Baby, where she played a child prostitute. Although the role cemented her as a serious actress, it also caused adults to start treating the 12-year-old as something to desire. One specific magazine writer couldn't hold back their fascination for the child. The most perfect nymphette in all creation has been found in America. Her name is Brooke Shields. Brooke's hair is elegant, brown and clean. Her skin pale and Puritan. Her eyes...
Wait, does nymphette mean what I think it means? If this means what I think it means, why the fuck did he even put that? Why did he even put that? It does mean what I thought it means. You are a sick individual, bro. You are a sick fucking individual. Oh my god. Why would you even put that?
Painfully blue, and her lean body just starting to curve into womanhood. She's a sultry mix of all-American and horror. She's the hottest new young thing in movies since a smoldering preteen named Elizabeth Taylor stiffened up Louis Meyer cigar. She is only 12 years old and destined to be the symbol of 1984. That was actually written and published. The release of Pretty Baby coincided with her modeling career, where Shields was starting to appear in provocative ad campaigns. Calvin Klein wanted to participate in the trend, but noticeably crossed the line. Shields appeared in their campaign wearing some tightly fitted jeans and her blouse unbuttoned, purposely done to expose the teenager's midsection. It was attention-grabbing, but perceived to not be too much.
Where are
After
her
the
parents?
campaign came out,
Where are her
Brooke wasn't
parents,
prepared
bro?
for the extreme backlash that ensued. She said, "I was away when they came out, and then I started hearing that the commercials were being banned. The paparazzi would scream at me and my mother. How could you? It just struck me as ridiculous." As a child, Brooke couldn't interpret these innuendos being fed to her by the predatory adults around her. "I didn't think it was about underwear or sexual in nature. I was naive." Despite the backlash and the campaign being banned from major US TV networks like CBS and ABC, Calvin Klein saw a huge boost in sales. According to The Economist, the ad helped sell 400,000 pairs of jeans in the week following the commercial launch and generated about $12.5 million in royalties by the end of the year, which just proves that backlash doesn't always destroy a campaign. Sometimes it helps. Either way, the only thing we can guarantee is that another one is right around the corner.
W video from Patrick CC. That last one was crazy. Final thoughts on the situation. Sometimes you drag things. Sometimes, you know, one nice little black voice would have helped you. But right, you know, anything. But anyway, all jokes aside, guys, sometimes, you know, it's exactly what we just said in 2 videos ago. If you actually watched it, why think everything is malice when it could be attributed to ignorance? But for the people over on YouTube, our time has come to an end. Twitch.tv/Brando or whatever if you want to see the reactions live and in real time. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.
Keep it low, keep it low. Oh, 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 oh. Keep it low, keep it low. Oh, oh, oh. I heard you wanna take a shot, yeah, let's get it in. Took a sip of Henny, so I had to bring out F&N. You told me they really wasn't fucking with a Rassy, so I just had to bring out the fault, nigga Pachi.